What is up? Welcome into Driving the Nightline. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Look at the boys here. Big Tony, what's up, bro?
Not much, man. Doing well. Except I lost my first play of the day, so.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that one, brother. Now, did you say you had to replace a car battery earlier today? Is that right?
That was yesterday. That's why I missed the show yesterday.
That's right.
Right.
Well, how did it go?
Huh?
How'd it go? Everything working?
Not bad. It just I couldn't get a ride to the store till like 2:30, so kind of ruined the show for me.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. As long as we got the car going, man, we all right.
Yeah.
Now, is it one of those that has one battery or two? Because now they have like a...
No, just old school
Good.
Nissan Altima. So
good. No, and I was
just
I wasn't asking for that. Like what I was saying was like, dude, those two battery deals that they run now are brutal, man. Because like that little auxiliary battery can drain everything in one wrong decision that you didn't know. It's brutal. Yeah. So glad that it was at least just one. Because buying two batteries stinks too.
And it was under warranty, so it didn't cost me a penny.
Good. So, there you go. Most, what's up, bro? How we doing?
I also had some car thing happen to me yesterday. I bought a minivan, which is fun.
Nice.
And I say me, I mean my wife, and I was in meetings all day and texting her back and forth, being like, I guess so.
Got a minivan.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking for a
break this down. Okay. What kind and what color?
Oh gosh, I don't know what color. It's a Honda, and it was $12,000 from 2016. That's pretty much all I know. I know nothing about cars. My family is in the car dealership business, which is interesting that I know nothing. So I just went with my uncle's advice, and I just kind of parlayed that to my wife, and that was basically it.
Did you go to the family to get it?
Nope. My wife did it with my sister.
There,
it's busy at work. What can you do?
Yeah. Nothing screams trust and depend. No, I'm kidding. I'm not putting that label on them at all. But hey, with friends like that, who needs enemies? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Congrats on the new van, Honda Odyssey.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's the car we got.
They look well. Number one, it's a Honda, so you're great there. Number two, it's a Honda. Like, I mean, you're solid. You know what I mean? Like. Dude,
I just
general
looked
maintenance.
Up what cars cost the least per year in maintenance, and Honda Odyssey came back by far. I think it was like an average repair cost of like $350 when the average car costs about $450. And I was like, deal, done. If you're not getting an electric vehicle, that's the way to go.
Hey, smart.
Yep.
Those a lot of people have kids.
Oh yeah, we got to fit 3 car seats now. It's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of people are in that market. Yeah.
But we're looking for a bounce back day overall. I could not believe that Paul Skeens gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Like, we got 1 run.
All right,
we got
so
1 run
yesterday. All right, so you both went 1 and 2. Blue Jays won and the Brewers won, so you got that one. All right, Most, continue. What were you just saying?
I just we got the run that I expected from the Pirates, and we still lost a game with Paul Skeens in it. And for the Yankees, how do you give up a 10-1 lead? Just
not easy to do.
Just heartbreaking. Like, I didn't even want them to win the game at the end. I mean, I did because I'm a Yankee
I know what you mean with that. I know what you mean. Yeah,
I was pissed.
I know what you mean. You're like,
you get over it. You're just like done.
Oh yeah, you're just pissed off. Like, you're just pissed off. That's it. You're just mad.
At least the Dodgers-Phillies game was very entertaining. Like that did give me a perk. I didn't bet on it, but it was amazing watching. It was a really fun game.
It was, man. And I'll tell you what's been fun. This Cubs-Pirates game. We already got that over, so that one's nice. We had that one we hit that one in the second inning. They scored 7 runs in the first inning.
Yeah, 4-3, and then Pirates got the 8th in the second.
Yep.
I couldn't bet against. I think that was such a smart play to play over because it's the Pirates' last home game of the year, and I mean, they could go out and whimper. They're the Pirates, but they've been playing pretty well sporadically. So I mean, kudos.
Yeah. I was thinking Cubs clinch today too if they win.
This is true. True. All right, picks today. Big Tony, start us off, buddy. What do you got?
All right, man. I've got I lost the Cubs first 5, but I got the Blue Jays over the Tampa Bay Rays. Blue Jays just not losing right now. Tampa seems to be going in the other direction. I think they're 3-10 in their last, or 3-7 in their last 10, where the Blue Jays are like 7-3. So I think they get this one pretty easy, and we got it at a pretty good price. Next, I'm going to Detroit with Jack Flaherty over 5.5 Ks. Cleveland 15 Ks yesterday, and Casey Mize got 8 of them in the pitching 5.1 innings. So I think we get this number pretty easy. On Twitter, I put out that I'm also following your Phillies Dodgers over from this morning's show. So I think those two teams are just too loaded to have a 7.5 number. So they're in my place for the day.
There we go, big dog. Nice work. Now, also nice work. Scott said, tried the McDonald's gold sauce for lunch with chicken nuggets. It's Chick-fil-A sauce with a McDonald's name. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like Chick-fil-A sauce, but like, that's good to know. And I was fascinated when you guys said on the Crew Exclusive last night that it was gold. So, in my head, I was like, all right, I guess it's a honey mustard or something. You know what I mean? Like, makes sense. I still want to try that Wendy's, the Wednesday, the purple sauce. I don't know what it tastes like, but
Yeah, it looks weird.
Is today Wednesday?
It is.
All right.
Recently learned that myself.
Yeah. I'll put it on Twitter. We're going to try it. We're going to Wendy's today for lunch. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, Big Mosh. Go ahead, jump in, big dog. What you got?
All right, right before we get into the plays, there's a Wendy's right up the block for me, and their alley lines up with my alley. So when I walk out of the house, all I smell is fried, just fried. I don't know what fried, but it smells amazing.
Oh, so you live in heaven.
Me and my wife have different opinions on it. I like it. But anyway, yeah, let's get to our picks. We're on 2 back-to-back 1 and 2 days, so we're going to come back storming back. I'm not going to say we're going to go 3-0 anymore because, again, I just jinx myself and shoot myself in the foot. Let's go Red Sox. We got Athletics starting Mason Barnett. He just faced the Red Sox last time out. He has given up 3, 4, and 5 runs in his first 3 starts in the MLB. He has an 11.6% barrel rate combined with a 20% strikeout rate, which is not going to do him any favors in the second best hitting environment in baseball. Red Sox are going to get it done. I'm just going to take the team total over 3.5 in the first 7, minus 135. I know the juice is not great. I'm also in complete synergy with Tony with the Blue Jays money line. I mean, how can you not back Kevin Gausman after the month that he's had? 2.06 ERA. His xFIP is 2.96. Metrics are fantastic across the board for the most part. Like, this is just a great, great place for the Blue Jays. And Ian Seymour does not scare me at all. His one great thing about him is his whiff to strikeout ratio. And the Blue Jays rank first overall in the season, not striking out. So I think they get it done there. Right, Rangers. Oh, this one's going to be a really fun game. I'm taking 2 bets in this one. I'm taking the Rangers first inning money line, minus 120, and the Rangers full game money line, minus 125. This is the time to back Jacob deGrom. He has been struggling a little bit to his standards, where he gave up 3 runs in each of his last 2 starts, but he's facing Christian Javier, who has given up 4 runs in his last 2 innings. DeGrom's underlying metrics are excellent. They have come up a little bit recently, but I fully expect him to get back into the swing of things coming down to the end of the season. Houston just came out offensively in the last 2 games, but they've only scored 5+ runs 3 games in a row, twice since July. So I highly doubt that they do it here against a pretty good Rangers pitching staff. Next up, we got the Dodgers. All right, Dodgers, it's your time to bounce back. All right. You got your ace on the mound, right? Got Blake Snell. He has some of the best underlying metrics in multiple categories. I really think that he gets it done. And Jesus Luzardo, as fantastic as he's been, he has given up 4 or more runs in a number of games this season, and the Dodgers are not slumping. So give me the Dodgers. I know the price is bad, but minus 142 on the money line is where I felt safe taking it. Last but not least, I'm going to take a team total parlay. Give me the Yankees. I really wanted to take them, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on the money line or the run line. But I think we can trust him to get 2.5 runs in the entire game. Taj Bradley can easily give this up on himself. And if he somehow has an ace game and he plays up to the competition, as he sometimes does, Twins bullpen has ranked last in the last month. And then we got the Marlins. No worries here. They're going to get four runs here in Coors Field. They're facing McCade Brown. who's given up 13 combined runs in his last 3 outings to start his MLB career. His underlying metrics aren't good. I really, really think that we see some runs here. Let's have a great day.
I like the message at the end.
I can't figure out a good stopping place, and that's just going to be my default from now on. We'll recognize it.
I like it. No. Look, you have to work through it, and everybody's different. So yeah,
I'll get there. It'll come.
Oh, you're already ahead of the game. Like you're just recognizing that it's another mechanic, right? Like no, I gotta be for real. Like recognizing the little mini mechanics are that's where progress is made. And I'm not saying that like, hey, you need progress. Like I'm not saying that, but
everybody needs progress. That's how you get better.
Oh, that's the truth right there. That's true.
Except for you, AB. You're perfect.
Yeah, right. Dude, Ian Eagle, on CBS, Ian Eagle, he goes back and listens to his calls multiple times all week and takes rigorous notes of every little sentence, every little transition in a commercial break, out of like all of them. Meticulous. Like these guys work their asses off at their crafts, right? All right, home runs real quick, and then we'll jump in the NFL. All right, Tony. Anybody on the board?
I hate this game. Well, I can't jinx Judge, but give me Ohtani tonight.
Okay, Shohei. All right, Stern, where you go?
You got to give me Judge. He's just too damn hot. I do not usually go for the lowest odds on the board, but I mean, come on. He hasn't had that great of success against Bradley, but in the last week, he's batting .429 with 5 home runs. So just give me Judge.
He's raking. And you're right. And look, Matt Olson's hit a home run in 4 straight games, and Aaron Judge is the one that's on fire. No, totally. Tizzle said, Ian Eagle, it's a golden dagger, is one of the best ever. Ian Eagle is so good. He's so professional and so kind. So kind. Great dude. Absolute awesome guy. Could not give him hype anymore. Pat said Matt Olson. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Essex, is Iowa really going to lose to Rutgers? Oh, man. Yeah. Rutgers is all right, and Iowa they just play a dangerous game every week, man. They play a dangerous game every week. Pat said, AB, I want to remind you, watch Tulsa King if you haven't, when you have the time. You know what? I'm glad that you said that. Thank you, because I've been looking for something to start up. Japan, AB, if my water breaks, you pregnant? If my washer breaks today, I'm going to need some crazy parlay to get a new one. All right, we can do that. We can put that together. Jeff said, hello, AB, Moshe, and crew. Big Jeff, good to see you, buddy. All right, fellas, any final thoughts before you jump out of here, Moshe?
Well, you said water breaks. My wife's very, very pregnant. And funny little story, the first After Dark DTL show that you did, I was in the delivery room with my second child.
I didn't know where you were going to go of what you were doing. But no, I'm just kidding. That's awesome, dude. Hey, and smart. Okay, so keep us updated on that, obviously, right? And anything that we can do, let us know. I like you get the minivan beforehand.
Oh, well,
yeah.
You got to plan ahead. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you got to fit all the car seats in. You got to get it all ready. I did the putting in the car seat at the hospital round 1, and that sucked. Like, when I say that you are hot and sweaty and trying to break your back, fitting those little clips on into the back and then making sure that it's tight and then getting the leveling right, nightmare. Do it ahead of time. Do not do it when you're no sleep after 2 days,
Oh, bro, I don't even have kids. And the first time that I tried to take one out, I was a caveman. I was a caveman with a stick. Like, I certainly didn't know English. I couldn't start fire. I was unaware of the wheel. Like, it humbled me quick.
That is one of the greatest lines I've heard in a very long time. Just cavemanning it.
Yes, dude. It was brutal.
Because that's exactly how it feels. You're just
God,
what
yeah.
do I have in my bank right now to be able to solve this problem? And the answer is, do you hit it?
I know. Like, I was yanking.
Man.
And they're like, no, dummy, no. Big Tony, any final thoughts, man?
Hey, man, since you're going to break down the NFL, I got KC and Green Bay going on my Survivor Series. I'm a Miami fan. I can't pick Buffalo, but they're not a bad choice either.
Yeah, Buffalo has done pretty well against the Dolphins. Historically.
They've owned us.
Yeah.
Those three teams that you mentioned, by the way, I parlayed together.
There you go. Hey, Japan.
There you
There's your answer right there.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Hey, appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for jumping in.
Thanks, man.
All right. See you, boys. All right. Now, let's see here. What we got? NFL. Let's go. All right. So hang tight 1 second before we begin. Get something to drink. All right. What do we got in the comments real quick? Caveman with his stick. Tina doesn't like him. And I called my mom on the first one. The second one, I brought the wrong car seat. Reed, Iron Eagle's my personal number 2 favorite announcer, only bested by Kevin Harlan. So let me tell you a story. All right. So his daughter is a friend of mine, Olivia. And she is, number one, she's awesome. Right. And we did a bunch of work with BetMGM together. And Olivia's great. And Kevin Harlan, I didn't get to meet him, but that I agree. Like, he's the best. Kevin Harlan is the best. 100%. And I love Iron Eagle, but I agree with you. And Olivia Harlan, she is absolutely fantastic. She's a great person. So if you ever see her in her work, support her. You know what I mean? She's really, really nice. Really, really a good person. So yeah, we definitely a lot of love for her. A lot of it. She's great. All right. So let's jump into the picks, and then we're gonna go through game by game and get after it. So first, Eagles -3, -125. Okay. We're gonna take this number down. And I'll tell you what, I'll save the breakdowns for the games, okay? Because it'll make more sense when you can see it. So let me read through the picks. We'll go through the games, and then we'll go through the picks again, all right? So Eagles -3. I'll get that number below 3.5, whether you have to buy some juice or you want to play a little waiting game or you find a book that has it. There's some out there, but you're going to have to work. To get it right, but yeah. Hold on, Bobby. My wife faked labor for an April Fool's trick. Talk about running around being a caveman. She sounds fun, man. Oh, your wife sounds hilarious. That's a great prank. All right. So the Eagles -3. All right. Next, Eagles money line and the Seahawks money line parlay together at +100. Next, Chargers money line and the Falcons money line parlay together at +140. Next, Bo Nix of the Broncos. We're going to take him to throw an interception at -120. Matthew Stafford of the Rams, him to throw a pick, -105. Geno Smith, him to throw a pick, -115. All right. And then this is what, Sunday night game, Chiefs and the Giants. I'm going to keep riding these two until it is firmly told to me not to, right? Like, I'm going to ride Patrick Mahomes to throw a pick, and I'm going to ride Patrick Mahomes running the football because he's running out of people, and they're not getting the ball down the field. And with that, you have so many ways to get additional rushing attempts and interceptions. Matty Ice. Had to cash the Cubs real quick. What up, gang? What up, bro? Rich, I don't like betting big spreads, but should we go Bills tomorrow at home -12? I'll tell you this. I don't like betting big spreads either in anything. That being said, did you know that statistically, like spreads of over 11, like 11 to like 15, are statistically actually the greatest chance of hitting historically? They cover a lot. They really do. I know that it's Sportsline over at CBS. They did the simulation and it came out 37-21 Bills. So they've got it at 16. Now, I don't have it, so I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, you should do it when I'm not doing, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, big spreads in the NFL cover like 70% of the time. It's a crazy high number because you don't get them a ton, but when you do, there's a reason. Especially it being a divisional game. But I don't know, that could go both sides. So anyways, all right, Patrick Mahomes 1+ interception. Then Patrick Mahomes over 5.5 rush attempts. Now, for anybody watching this later in the week, we filmed this live on Wednesdays. So you might be watching on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning. And some of these lines might be different, right? And we also don't have all of our full options because player props aren't fully out on a lot of games. So working with what we've got, but it's a good start. And we just build it throughout Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on Driving the Line. So make sure to join us each day and you won't miss a thing. Prince of Picks, live bet alert. Ajax, Inter Milan. Thank God I can read that one. First half goal, -120. Boom. There we go. Appreciate you, my boy. All right. So these are the picks. We'll get back to them. But let's walk through the games. And we're doing this together. So again, drop in the chat your thoughts. And you're going to hear me and anybody that's been part of this show for however many years, you understand, like, I think out loud, right? So if you're the same as me, feel free to do that, right? Like, this is a totally collaborative, crew effort here, right? Like saying, hey, man, the Bills might have a edge at running the football, whatever, right? If you see something, man, holler it out. You know what I mean? And we'll all kind of work through that together. So, yeah, you all are super educated. You're all great bettors. You're all experts with the NFL. You know what I mean? I talk with you every day. So, yeah, we need it. Drop them in. You know what I mean? Tizzle said, give me Josh Allen under 20.5 completions. Attempts are good too, but like the under comps more. Completely agree. And there's a chance that there's a significant portion of this game where he doesn't have to throw the football. Now, I'm not calling that the Dolphins get blown out, but again, you got an 11.5 point spread for a reason. Japan, I know it burned us last week. Wasn't on the field as much. I'm hoping game plan with a huge lead, but he always is a less role. Who are you talking about? Oh, Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir over 40.5 receiving yards. Okay. Slick Rick, Josh Allen, 2+ passing touchdowns, 2 interception. +150. I already bet it this afternoon. I like that. Yeah, and I like the 2 interception too. I wanted to play it, but it's -160. Right? So, yeah, the fact that you parlayed it together, we're thinking on the same wavelength. Death, taxes, 2 to throw a pick. Yep, 100%, man. So, all right, this is a divisional game. It's Thursday Night Football in Buffalo. Bills, 11.5 point favorite, a total of 49.5. You're going to have points scored in this game, a lot of them. I don't hate the over in this one. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown is already at like -160. So that number alone is already gone. I think it's a decent parlay piece. But yeah. I think if I had to pick something here, it would be points. 49.5 is a lot, but I mean the Dolphins. Look, you're going to get the Dolphins. They're very quickly reaching do or die mode, right? Trapped animal in a corner mode. I'm not saying they're going to win the game. but they're going to score points. I truly believe, and we'll talk more about it Thursday in both shows. But betting the Dolphins in terms of like team points, like team total, things like that, I think are a good play. The Dolphins can absolutely win this game. I'm telling you, just because they're a caged animal. You just be careful, and it's a divisional game too, right? I know I just said that big spreads cover a lot in the NFL, and they do, right? But you got a divisional game, man. It's different. But I think there's going to be a lot of points. The Dolphins are going to give you everything they got. Like, Rusty, Dolphins plus 14 is I like that thought process of moving that number up. I agree, dude. Like 14 points. I completely agree. In a divisional game in the NFL, I completely agree. Tizzle, what's the best way to stop Josh Allen? Keep the ball out of his hands. Time of possession will be key in this game. I completely agree as well. Your best defense is your offense. Yeah. Matty Ice, definitely like Prater on kicking points, 7.5 as well. Yeah. I don't mind Prater in a lot of different ways. I don't mind field goals either. Japan Dolphins are super live to backdoor. Yeah. That they're dangerous to do that. They're dangerous in general. But here's the other thing too, man. Like they can just as easily come out there, just get it shoved down their throat in the first drive and quit. That's what scares me. Is that that's what a caged animal is. You have no idea. When you pop open that gate, you don't know what you're going to get. And I don't either. So I'm being careful with this. So we'll talk more about it. But as of right now, yeah. All right. Let's go. Packers and the Browns. This is an interesting game. NFC, AFC. Packers a 7.5 point favorite on the road. And only a total of 40.5. That's a low total. Low for a reason. This game screams field goals to me, especially from Green Bay's side. What do you guys think? I don't know what to do with the total. I'm not touching 7.5 on the road. I don't care what it is. I'm not doing it out of principle, right? I'm not paying a tax. And I'm not paying a tax and taking all the risk. If you threw it at me at 6.5 with the Packers, I'll listen. 7.5, nope. Don't want anything to do with it. I don't even know if I want anything to do with the 6.5, but I at least listen to you. 7.5 on the other side of 7, no chance. Rick, wouldn't touch the spread. Look at Packers, bingo. I completely agree. I'm not going into that 7.5 move. See 8.5s now. Like I would. Now again, if you're wanting to get on the spread, get on it. Obviously, because it's going right. That's if you want to get in on the spread. Now, once it goes to 8.5 and 9.5, now we're talking different key numbers, right? But, yeah. Where can I grab that? So I did it at BetMGM. That's BetMGM, at least for me in Tennessee, was the only one where I could get the numbers. Like DraftKings, you've got to go like, if you're going alternate spread, if it's the normal is minus 3.5, it just goes like 2.5, 1.5, 4.5. You know what I mean? BetMGM, at least for me, I was able to go 3. So that's where I got it at BetMGM. Yeah, look, I think field goals, special teams are gonna come into play with Packers and the Browns. I mean, you have a chance for smashing that over if Green Bay comes out and lights it up, but you're probably gonna need that to happen. And I mean, they can, but The Browns are also a live dog here too. That 7.5 is disgusting. Be careful with that. Now, if you're playing the Brown side, it's good. You're getting the Browns plus 7.5. That's the right side of 7. But that Packers minus 7.5. Ugh, watch out for that hook. Colts and the Titans. Colts a 3.5 point. Look at this. You seen how many of these? Look below it. Vikings 3.5. What I'm talking about is think how football games are scored 3 7s, right? So say you're wanting to bet the Colts minus 3. Well, now you need minus 3.5. So now you need 4. So they just taxed an extra point on you for that risk. Be careful. Notice that. Now, if you bet the other side of it, same as we talked about the Browns, if you bet the Titans plus 3.5, that's the right side. That's where you want to be. But the equivalent would be the Titans plus 2.5. You're on the wrong side of 3, brother. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Colts are playing on fire right now. You know what they're also not doing? Turning the ball over. They're not doing it. These games have always been good. Rich says Fanatics is the best for moving spreads and totals up or down. I haven't dove in on Fanatics, and I need to. I appreciate you saying that. Like, I need to check them out more. Tizzle just took that Bengals Vikings over 41.5. Nothing against JJ, but I think Wentz does much better. And Browning is no joke either. No, Browning is not a joke. I completely agree. And he's got more experience than people think. And Wentz, clearly, right? I agree with you. I think that's a good call. And we'll get to that in 1 second. Yeah, so Colts Titans games are generally always high scoring. Historically. Special teams is a play too. Yep, Rick, right there. Over on field goals and Titans Colts or punts. Absolutely agree. I don't disagree on the punts. I'm way more on the field goals though. Because I think field goals and I think touchdowns are going to get converted. Like, I'm not saying go out and play over 43.5 yet. But I've worked in this game. Like, I've been around it forever. There's always amount of points. And Jonathan Taylor's going to go off. Matty Ice. Jonathan Taylor's going to get his rushing yards in this one, too. Yeah, he will. Jonathan Taylor's good to go in all props. It'll be a fun game. Both teams are going to get out, and they'll run the football, and both teams are going to throw it, too. So, Daniel Jones versus Cam Ward. It'll actually be a fun game. It's on the billboard. It's not the most exciting, but it'll actually be a fun game, and your weather will be solid. All right, Bengals and the Vikings. We're just talking about it. So, Tizzle, let me put it back up here. So you're rolling the over 41.5. Yeah, so you got Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning. Or Jake Browning, I'm sorry, versus Carson Wentz. Yeah, I agree. Like Browning with the Bengals. I mean, he pulled that comeback win. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't a rook. And neither's Carson Wentz. This game, I agree with you on that over 41.5, bro. I think that, like, there's a good chance you can see some points. Now, Rick says Bengals Vikings is stay away from me. I also understand that too. Because, look, it's one thing when you're betting a game with one backup quarterback. It's another when you have two of them. It can almost kind of go preseason mode on you a little bit where things just, there's just pockets of 6 minutes of nothing. You know what I mean? But I also agree that Wentz and Browning aren't, like, they're not kids. Like, they know what they're doing. And trust me, guys like them are one step away from not working anymore. Like, this is their job. And they take it seriously. So, yeah, I don't hate the points in that one at all. I kind of dig it too. Steelers and the Patriots. Oh, man. Steelers a 1.5 point favorite on the road. Total of 44.5. All right. So 2 questions. Number 1, the Steelers. Do we trust them as the favorite on the road? I mean, I know it's the Patriots, but I mean, the Patriots aren't terrible. What do you do here? Rodgers passing yard. Yeah, Maddie, I agree. Aaron Rodgers over 213.5 passing yards. I agree with that. They're going to have to do it in the air. They're going to have to do it. Mike Vrabel's going to make him do it because he's going to load the box. Interceptions are good in this game for both quarterbacks. I don't know if I'd mess with the points, but man, both of these teams have given up a lot. Yeah, Tizzle, Patriots have given up a good amount of points. I agree. I mean, you know, both of them have. Tim says Vikings running back Jordan Mason to the moon. 100 plus yards, 2 TDs incoming. All right, there we go. He's a hell of a running back. I respect the hell out of him. Yeah, Steelers and the Patriots. What do we do with God, I don't know. I mean, both of these defenses can give them up, but there's also going to be that game where the defenses look good. Where it's not necessarily that both defenses look great or both offenses look great. Like, they're both even. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole lot. Like, I honestly, you know what my favorite play in this game is? Over 7.5 punts. I love punts in this game. That's where I'm going. I'd go with punts. I could see this game being exciting at times, and I could see this game being boring as hell. Boring. A lot of commercial breaks. A lot of 3 and outs. I think I'm going to go punts here. All right, Rams and the Eagles. So, again, we've got the Eagles at -3, and we move that number down from 3.5, and there's a total of 44.5. So we have the Eagles -3, and we also have the Eagles money line in a 2-leg parlay. Give the Rams credit. They're playing hard, dude. 2-0. 1-0 in the division. But they just went to Tennessee. Now they're going to Philly. All kinds of travel for this team. For a 38-year-old quarterback with a bad back. And the Eagles are the best team in the league. Rick, Eagles all day, best team in the NFL. Completely agree. The Eagles are like the Road Warriors in the 80s. What the heck? You come up with whatever plan you want to. But they're going to do they're going to do their things, right? The Eagles are, be careful betting Eagles games. We talk about it every week. And I say this just from a betting perspective. Understand, this is not negativity about the team in terms of football, right? Like, respect everything they do. But from a betting perspective, they're like boa constrictors, man. If you're playing overs, they could choke them out. They could just take the ball away from you, and you just don't have the ball. I mean, they could go 80-yard drive and throw once. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying they do that, and I'm not saying they do that every game. I'm just saying they can. And when you get stuck in that mode, you ever played pool against somebody who's good? It sucks. 1, you're going to lose money, but 2, like, you don't even get to hit. Like, that's what the Eagles are like. Tim said, I cringe every time you say Eagles best team. Go Bills. Bills Mafia is awesome. Bills are awesome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Prince Life Pick Cash, baby. Nice job. Tizzle. Rams are going to take chances, still feeling the hurdle. I completely agree. That's the other thing, is that Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford are the perfect combination. Right? Like, they're 2 dudes who are cool and they're like fun and they're young. Like, but they They take their work seriously. And give them credit. They're grinders, dude. They're both tough dudes, man. And I mean, I love both of them. And I couldn't say anything. I couldn't even think anything negative about Matthew Stafford. But the problem is that it's the same thing we talked about last week with the Chiefs and the Eagles. The problem is that the Eagles, once they get up 14 on you, you're dead. Unless you have a potent offense that's built to score. Because here's the problem. The Eagles are like fighting a riptide in the ocean. You can swim and holler and wail all you want. But that's exactly what they want because you're just wasting time. Like they're not playing you. They're playing the clock. Now, they're going to lose games, but this team is just, they're lethal. This is a wild animal of a team that is an apex predator. And you have a very, very specific way to beat them. You have to operate it, and it can be done. But you can't screw around. Because when it's time to go, like, it's already too late. It's already too late. If you're reading this, it's too late. So be careful. Like, that's why I'm rolling with the Eagles. Like, again, it's going to be a hell of a game, and the Rams are going to give hell of an effort. But the Rams, look, they could fight back offensively. It's just going to be a tough one. Justin, be right back. Crew, grab some lunch. The lady has had the house smelling good all morning. Hatch green chili chicken tortilla soup just fit. Oh, man. I wish you could send soup through the internet. That sounds great, dude. Keep us updated. Well, probably the only team I'd be okay with the Eagles losing the Super Bowl too, honestly. Talking about the Bills. Yeah, Matty, I said, let me get a bowl. It sounds good. All right, Jets and the Bucks. Jets 0-2, but they're playing tough. Bucks 2-0. Let me tell you this. I'll tell you where to go in this game. Baker Mayfield pass attempts, Baker Mayfield pass completions if you want, but pass attempts. Matty boy, I found Gino at it's either BetMGM or DraftKings. I think it's BetMGM. Check BetMGM. Jets of the Bucks. So Baker Mayfield, they're going to throw the football a whole lot. A lot. Pass attempts, solid. And quite frankly, pass attempts every week for Baker is solid. But this game's going to be ugly. If you're asking me, under 43.5. Yeah, Tizzle. Move the Bucks to 6.5. Fields is out. Yeah. There's not going to be a lot of points scored in this game. But even still, the Bucks have to throw the football. Like they're just built to do that. That's how they win. So, yeah. Now, Mayfield's beat up on short week. Feels like a trap game. Agreed. That's why I think he's going to throw. Because if you're a quarterback, look at the Rams. Matthew Stafford is another good one. You know what the best thing? Dude, throwing short, quick passes is the best thing for a quarterback. Dude, that's going to play golf, and all you have to do is hit wedges and putt. You know what I mean? Like, they love it. And what they love is when you have short passes, you know what doesn't happen on short passes? You getting hit. Defense usually doesn't have time. They hit you on long passes because you got to, it takes time for the receiver to get down the field. You're in the pocket. You're sitting duck. Man, them short passes, quarterbacks love them. So on a short week, Baker's going to throw a ton of them. And Baker's a gamer too. But, and I like Aaron Glenn. Like, I like where the Jets are going. It's going to take them a minute to get there. And they've got they got a lot to figure out. But this is going to be a defensive game. This is going to be look, I haven't bet it yet, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to take the under 43.5 on this one. Raiders and the Commanders. All right, so check the injury situations here. But just talking just straight up. Jeff, internet back on. I'm back. Good to have you back, big dog. And I feel you. I've had internet issues myself. Live. Good to have you back, bro. Raiders and Commanders. It's going to be a good game. Look, we got Geno to throw a pick. Look, we're going to play this a lot. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. And I say it not out of disrespect to those guys. I say it out of they're just going to be throwing the ball a lot. And that's what you're going to get. 44.5. What's the latest on the quarterback situation there in Washington? If you have any of the latest information, let me know. If not, it's okay. Find out. But yeah, that at 44.5 at full strength, I'd be all over that over. I still kind of dig it, but be careful. Like we're gonna have to do more injury situation work here on this game, so be careful. But Geno Smith, every week for right now to throw a pick is a good bet, same as Mahomes, just because they're gonna be chucking a lot, and it's gonna be understood that mistakes are gonna happen. So I'm not saying that like they welcome turnovers, they don't, but just understand that when you got a work in progress team and you're moving correctly, like I'm saying all this positively, right? Like as weird as it sounds, it's actually a positive movement. So, and it's not always on Geno either. Understand that one too. But anyways, yeah, for right now, they're going to be in a mode where they're throwing the ball. All right, Falcons and the Panthers. Look, we got the Falcons in a money line parlay here. -5.5. I don't want anything to do with that on the road. Tizzle said Pete Carroll mentioned that the Raiders need to use the middle of the field more. Only means one thing: Brock Bowers. Oh God, yes, dude. Did you see his volume of looks that he was getting, dude? As that game went, man, they were throwing to him left and right. Jared, Jaden Daniels won't practice any earlier than Friday and questionable, AB. All right, so what that screams, I actually think he probably goes, right? Like if he really weren't going to go, they would be like in full test mode now. But this tells me that they're like, all right, give the kid rest. That's what he needs. Let's look at it Friday. We can't make any decisions, but let's not screw it up. So that actually, again, it's 50-50, but I just having been around coaches before, that right there is actually kind of a good sign. Okay, so yeah, Falcons and the Panthers here. 5.5 point favorite in the division, NFC South. Don't want anything to do with that. Total 43.5. Don't want anything to do with that. This game is hideous. Bryce Young to throw a pick. I would play that. We've got the Falcons in a money line parlay. Now, I'm not negative on this game, but this could also be an under. Divisional game, favorites on the road. Rick, what's the play on Tennessee this week? You talk about Tennessee Vols or the Titans? If you talk about the Vols, yeah, team total over. I think it's like 54.5. Still, yeah. Falcons and the Panthers again. Falcons money line. I don't have much more on this one. Bryce Young to throw a pick. I would shy away from looking at Michael Penix running. Don't look there right now. It's not there. Vols. Yeah. Team total over. Yeah. Matty Boy gone now. What's gone now? Texans and the Jaguars. Ooh. So Jaguars just got beat by the Bengals and Jake Browning. Let me just tell you this. Matt, what are you saying? What's it'll? What is it? You said it'll be back. Texas to the Jaguars. Okay, so you got an AFC South game here. Let me just tell you, Jaguars 1-1. They want to win this game. The Texans have to win this game. But you got to check the injury situation here too. And there's nothing that I can make a play on until we know it. So, unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do. I'll say this, Texans and the Jaguars, usually there's a lot of points, but yeah. The Texans cannot go to 0-3. They cannot do it. Tennessee, damn it, went to 55. All right, we jumped on that. Good. I still played at 55, but I would stop. Do not go over 56. Do not do it. Meaning, don't go over 55.5 because 8 times 7, 56. It's a key number. 57 is a trap. 56.5 is a trap. So if you're going to play this, 55.5 is the absolute highest you should go. Not saying Tennessee can score 1,000, but just from a fundamental perspective, don't go over 55.5. You're asking for a whole other possession score. It's like another 5 minute. Well, not 5 minutes, but you know what I'm saying. All right, Texas the Jaguars. We have to know more. We just cannot make a play on it right now. Broncos and the Chargers. Going to be a good game. Broncos 1-1. Chargers 2-0. Chargers 2.5 point favorite. Total of 45.5. You've heard me talk about the Chargers. I mean, they are as efficient as it gets. Everything that you think a Jim Harbaugh football team is going to be, they are. And then some. You know what I mean? But they're going to throw the football, right? So, like Justin Herbert, I'll tell you this, the Chargers are consistent. There are going to be some points in this game. The Broncos need to get that offense going. I like the over in this one. As weird as it sounds. Chargers, top 3 defense in the league. And the Broncos are there too. But 2 smart coaches. Divisional game. I kind of dig the over, but I don't know where I go with the spread. Chargers 2.5. I'll take that against almost anybody. Tizzle, Bo Nix rushing yards, a solid play. I agree. We also have Bo Nix to throw a pick in this game. And that's not a shot at Bo. Chargers just that good. All right. Saints and the Seahawks. We got the Seahawks in a money line parlay. I really like the Seahawks team. I really like them. They're not flashy. They're not going to be on SportsCenter top 10 all the time. Rick said Tennessee team total is 53.5 on Bet Rivers. Damn. There you go. Great find, bro. That's how you do it. Justin said I like field goals in that game. I agree. I do. Yeah, Broncos, Chargers, I agree. All right, Saints and the Seahawks. I really like the Seahawks team. Now, the Saints are who they are, but I give them credit for playing hard. They're playing their asses off. They're doing what they can, but they're playing their asses off. Seahawks 7.5 again. You notice that? Is every spread 7.5 or 3.5? Right? Like, I don't want anything to do with that spread. I don't want anything to do with being on the other side. Nope. It's a trap. I'll tell you what's not a trap though is over 41.5. I like that over 41.5. You're going to see points. Saints are going to score. Trust me, they're going to score points. But the Seahawks will score points too in this game. I like that over 41.5. Sunday, 3:25 p.m. Central here. Cowboys and the Bears, man. Cowboys 1-1, Bears 0-2. Cowboys have had a crazy season already, right? And the Bears, they got to win this game. Take points. That's the only way. It's the only way. The Bears are going to want to stop the Cowboys. I don't know if they can. And I would say that about most teams in the NFL. Hell, the Eagles were lucky to stop. Like the Cowboys they've got offense. That's not the problem. Right? Like Dak Prescott's a good quarterback, man. He can go crazy on turnovers in some games, but he can go weeks without turning it over either. So you know that the Cowboys are coming to score 28 points or more. Jared said, I can't trust the Bears, AB. I agree. Now, not that I trust the Cowboys either. But what I do trust are points. And if you're 0-2, okay, and you're the Bears, and you're saying, okay, we need to just get a win. Let's get one win. And your head coach is an offensive guy. Hint, hint. That means you ever been so pissed off about something that you're like, all right, I'm going to show everyone. Daddy's had enough. Well, that's offense to Ben Johnson. So I assure you that the Bears are going to score points this week. I assure you. Is it enough to win the game? I don't know. But they're going to score. And so are the Cowboys. Like, that's a high total of 50.5. Like, yeah, Jared said, it's hard for me to lay money on the Bears. I agree. It's hard for me to lay money on either of these teams. Trusting, like, and we're not saying that we're not going to trust them all year. I'm just saying right now, because it's volatile. It's volatile for everyone. But when you got a team that's 0-2 that's going to be good in the Bears, like, you've got a caged animal situation here. And the Cowboys, look, they're 1-1, but do you see that comeback? Like, Cowboys are 1-1 on paper, but they're 2-0 in their heads. And I mean that, like, not, hey, we're not facing reality. We're okay with losses. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that their locker room's not down on themselves, right? They weren't after the Eagles game, especially after comeback win. They're going to come in hot. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. Tizzle, spread, flip. Has it already? Man, like, I put these slides together not super early today. You know what I mean? Like, if it's flip, man, it just happened. But I get it. Bryce Young, INT has gone to minus 138. I think that would be the low water mark. Grab now if you're going to. Yeah, it's not going to go low or lower. I agree. Jared, for sure, nothing against the Bears. I think they come up back to the wall. I agree. Like, it's the same notion of what we talked about with the Phillies last night against the Dodgers. But just the opposite side of it. Like, they have to win this game. But, have to doesn't mean going to. Father Whale, my boy. My 9-year-old has practice at 5:30. My 5-year-old practice at 7. Mate, oh, my God. That's brutal. So practice is what, an hour and a half? So you're going to be there from 5:30 to 8:30, 5:30 to 9. Well, 5, because you get there early. You're a good dad. You're a good dad. And shout out to all the parents out there. Spending time on their kids, man. I don't have kids, but I really, really enjoy seeing parents interactive with the kids, man. It's really cool. All right, Cardinals and the 49ers. I mean, this is another game where health, right? Like, what are the 49ers going to do at quarterback? Now, the Cardinals are 2-0. I'll tell you this. The Cardinals are very live to steal one here. The 49ers are a better team. But being a better team overall doesn't always mean You're the better team that week. I think Cardinals plus 1.5 could be a really good play here. Maddie, I said, speaking of the little ones, got to dip out to grab mine from school. See you on the Discord. Be safe, brother. Get the little peanuts home. This is brutal. Jared, I'm on IR myself. I'm on my arm. I'm on injured reserve myself. I took a fall at work over a damn motor hoist. Damn, you okay, bro? My boy on injured reserve. Roger Goodell says you got to sit out for 3 weeks. Tizzle, McCorkle letdown. Yeah. Oh, McCorkle Jones here. Look, the Cardinals are live to win this game outright, and it might not be close. This is an even though the 49ers are at home, I just don't like this spot for them. I mean, you know how I feel about the 49ers. I love them, but I don't like this spot. I don't like it. And Kyler Murray's not a rookie. He understands that divisional games, one win kind of means 2 wins. I would be careful betting 49ers here. Cardinals props, I think, are going to be live. I think Kyler props, Marvin Harrison Jr. props. I would watch out for the Cardinals. This is a dangerous place for the 49ers. That was a big win last week. That was a really big win. I don't know many teams in NFL history that do it twice. I'm really kind of feeling the Cardinals here. Even though overall, I mean, I'd be all over the 49ers, right? But this week, I don't like this for San Francisco. Chiefs and the Giants. You want to talk about 2 teams that need a win. 0-2 and 0-2. They haven't had easy schedules either. We're playing the Patrick Mahomes over 5.5 rush attempts. We're also playing Patrick Mahomes to throw a pick. Look, the Chiefs' offense is 4 yards and in. That's it. However, you ever shoot craps? You ever go to a casino, shoot craps? Well, the average amount of rolls before someone craps out is like 5.2. And what I'm getting at is that sometimes in craps, you're shooting to hit a number. And sometimes you feel like you're shooting to just not crap out. And I think the Chiefs, I think a lot of people are going to bet against I think some people are going to bet against the Chiefs with a lot of money. And I would be very careful about that. This is going to be a very important game for both teams, but way more for Kansas City because 0-3 is real, right? Like 0-3 is real. Tizzle, 5.5 is just an odd number to me. Oh, I agree. I wouldn't touch that 5.5 on either side with your hands. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anything to do with that 5.5. That makes me dude. That is the same as staring at a bottle of warm Jägermeister. Gross. But I will take Patrick Mahomes to run the football, and I'll take him to throw a pick because it's not going to be easy any week for them. But they're going to score some points in this one. And playing in primetime on Sunday Night Football, I think helps the Chiefs even more because they're used to that. Now, not that, Giants players aren't, or Russell Wilson's not played a lot of Sunday Night Football games, but You're putting the Chiefs in their natural element here, even though it's on the road. Like, this is a natural. Rick, if the Chiefs go 0-3, they're done. Yeah, like historically, 0-3 is a death sentence. Literally. You know, I mean, they're the ultimate comeback team. I'll never doubt them, but they need it. They need it. All right, last game. Monday Night Football, Lions and the Ravens. So, on that same token, remember we spoke last week that the Lions had to beat the Bears? Well, they did. Big. Now they got a weird test on the road, Monday Night Football in Baltimore against the 1-1 Ravens. Think about this game and think about the points. 52.5 points. I think this game goes under. I think we're thinking offense, and it's certainly going to be there. I would take field goals in this game. I'm not going to take punts. I would take field goals, and I would take interceptions from both quarterbacks. However, I think the Ravens are a better team. Now, the Lions, I think, are going to get there. And last week was big for them. But I think we get an old school classic game here because both of these defenses are solid. We've got time on this. I don't know where to go. Like I don't have it locked in. So we've got time till Monday. But there's a chance that this could be very low scoring. But not ready to pull the trigger on that yet. Let me think on that more. All right, let me get the picks back up here. So here's what we got. Eagles -3. We're also going to play the Eagles money line, Seahawks money line +100. Chargers money line, Falcons money line +140. Bo Nix 1+ interception -120. Matthew Stafford 1+ interception -105. Geno Smith 1+ interception -115. Patrick Mahomes 1+ interception -105. And Patrick Mahomes over 5.5 rush attempts at -105. Jared said, haven't dived into it much, but I think it's a battle here. The Lions and the Ravens. I could agree. I agree. It's going to be a hell of a game. And both teams kind of need it. Like, you know, they're 1-1. You know, they're all right, but this win would go a long way. Go a long way. But it's a long way till that game. We got time. All right, we'll get out of here. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be live Thursday, normal time, 10 a.m. Eastern. And we'll be breaking down the Dolphins and the Bills Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. But until then, everybody, thank you so much. Best of luck. Let's cash these tickets, and we'll see you in the morning. Peace.
Who's got it better than us?